The strange child. Back then, we had a custom. When a child died, they weren't buried in a proper grave. Older children would simply be buried or cremated anywhere. Smaller children were even just thrown onto the mountain. We had a mountain called Chuangku Mountain, which was specifically for discarding children. We had to pass through there on our way to and from school. Normally, when we were in groups, we weren't afraid, but sometimes wild dogs would dig up the children. That was a bit terrifying. The incident I'm talking about happened on a day I was on duty, and I dawdled, so I finished a bit late. By the time I left school, it was already getting dark, and it started to rain. At that hour, no one was left to walk with me, so I had to run home by myself. Just as I reached the foot of Chuangku Mountain, my foot caught on something, and I fell flat on my face. I got up and looked, but there was nothing on the ground that could have tripped me. "Are you all right?" I was still wondering when suddenly someone appeared behind me. "Why are you coming home so late?" It was a child, about 10 years old, who started talking to me. I was on duty, so I came back late. He walked with me towards home, asking, "Whose child are you?" I told him, "The Wu family, Wu Tianping's house." "Oh," he said, "is Wu Aidi your older sister?" As soon as I told him which family I was from, he surprisingly recognized my sister. He walked with me all the way to the village entrance. He also asked me to pass a message to my sister, "Tell her her hair clip is in the tiger's mouth." He stopped walking, so I turned my head to look. It scared me so much I nearly wet my pants. He had a huge gash on his face that stretched all the way to his ear. "Mom!" I screamed for my mom and ran back home. When I pushed open the door and entered the house, I immediately collapsed onto the floor. My dad and grandma were also terrified, not knowing what had happened to me. "What's wrong with this child?" they asked. "Quick, help him onto the kang." They helped me onto the kang, and it took a long time for me to recover. I told them about the child I met at the foot of Chuangku Mountain, saying he had a big gash on his face, but they couldn't remember who I was talking about. "Is there such a child around here? I don't recall." It took about 2 or 3 hours for me to recover before I could get up from the kang for dinner. My sister also returned from her evening study session. Seeing her, I suddenly remembered that the child had told me something about my sister. Oh right, he also said he took something from my sister. When I mentioned it to my sister, she pondered for a moment and then thought of a classmate who had already died. "Are you talking about Wu Jun?" she asked. "Him?" He was also from our village, but I was too young when he died and had no memory of it. They said that several years ago the child named Wu Jun climbed a tall tree to show off. His friends were calling out, "Wu Jun, hurry and come down! If you fall, that's it!" He was already 10 meters off the ground, saying, "It's fine, I can climb even higher." Then, the branch broke. He fell directly from the tree. He died instantly from the fall. Moreover, his face was badly scratched by branches as he fell. Because he was still young when he died, he was buried on Chuangku Mountain, where we passed on our way home from school. My sister also remembered that once, when he was being mischievous, he snatched her hair clip. She said he really did take my hair clip before, and then my dad took my sister and me with a flashlight to Tiger's Mouth. Tiger's Mouth was a large rock formation that looked exactly like a tiger with its mouth open. There was a deep hole inside the tiger's mouth, and my dad reached his hand in. After some searching, he actually found the hair clip that Wu Jun had taken from my sister back then. Many years have passed since then, and I've never quite understood if he wanted to walk me home that day, or if he wanted to return the hair clip to my sister.